All right, for our first circuit, we're gonna be back on regular squats today. We've added in these heel lifts. These exist to help our ankle dorsiflexion, so help close that ankle joint down. When you scoot back here, it allows that ankle to kind of get higher and close down, whereas a lot of people are stiff, they can't get those knees over the toes. This actually puts us in a position where we can do that, and it allows your hips, knees, and spine to sit much better. So what it's doing, it's allowing our ankles to cheat a little bit, which stacks everything up better, more efficiently for us. It's also going to keep us safer. So on the back squat, this has a tremendous effect. Here for our squats, we're holding the weight here. It's going to help. It's not going to help a whole lot, but we're going to pull ourselves down and let ourselves back up. Pull ourselves down, 3, 2, 1, reaching those kettlebells back to the heels, and then drive back up. It allows us to get into those glutes without falling back into those heels so much. So we still want to find that weight front to back even. We still want to try to push our foot flat down into the ground as we come up. And when we make that transition from down to up, we need to make sure that we double down on that core. Again, something this is going to help with, it's going to give us a little bit more mechanical advantage. We can hit that deep core and keep that pelvis still, giving us more power and hitting the muscles we want to hit when we come up. If you have bad dorsiflexion, if you have an inability to close this joint down here, I'm not that great at it. It's not terrible, but it's not great. A lot of people get their knee way over the toes here, but some people can't even go to there. That's going to be your limiting factor. These heels, or these heel rises, can help you out a whole lot. So experiment with those. They're not expensive. You can get them on Amazon. You can also just put 2 plates under your heels. Use the slant board. The thing about these independent ones, you can get a wider stance. So if you're a little bit bigger person, or even if you're a little bit smaller person, you can move them in and out. So we'll do sets of 6 to 8 if we're going to do the barbell. If we're going to use the kettlebell, we're going to do sets of 10 to 12. Again, 2, 3, 1 down, and then transition back up relatively quickly. Then we're going to come to chops. We're going to step out. So make sure that you have tension on the cable. If you only have one handle, that's fine. So you just hold on with both hands right here, but the principle will stay the same. If you're holding on with one, the center of your hand stays in front of your chest here. I'm going to have the center of the strap in front of my chest. I don't move my arms independently, so I'm not swinging like this. I'm moving my whole torso. So notice how I don't lean to the left. I rotate my torso. I'm pushing off the inside edge of this inside foot. Okay, pushing off that toe, and I'm sending that hip around. So I'm moving everything with my hip. I'm just connected at the top. And notice how my whole torso moves, and I move from the transverse abdominis, all those fibers that move this way, that are stacked underneath our six-pack. We're going to move from there. So you want to make sure that we're not leaning off to the side like that. We want to make sure that we're not swinging our arms only. We move with that whole torso. Also make sure that we're far enough away that when we come back, we don't let the weight stack hit. So we'll do 10, then we'll switch sides and do 10. Don't rush here. This is a different movement. We're moving around, so take your time and get it right. You should feel yourself moving all through here. You may feel some of your lower abs and even into the hips a little bit. 10 of those on each side. Give yourself a minute and a half, 2 minutes rest. We'll be back on our squats and chops, and we will do those 4 sets. For our second series, we're going to do a clean press. I'm going to show you how to do this with kettlebells. I'm going to show you how to do it with dumbbells. Dumbbells will stay outside of our legs. We use our legs and our hips to get a nice catch here, and then we're going to press up. Okay? Right back down, catch, press. Notice how I keep my spine straight, and I push off the ground to get that the dumbbells up to my shoulders. So I'm not doing a bicep curl here. I'm hinging and I'm catching. So those weights travel up because I push through the ground, not because I curl. Then I get back under, catch them, and then press back up. If you're going to do that with the kettlebell, I'm actually going to, you can do the same deal where you're outside, but I'd encourage you to get a wider stance, do a little kettlebell swing, and do a catch here. And then we're doing our press. So here, we're gonna go into a kettlebell swing. So I'm not gonna go down towards the ground. I'm gonna go back, throw my hips back up. See how I throw my hips up and then catch. Press overhead, pull back down. So we'll have 8 to 10 on the clean press. We're gonna come over here to the TRX. We're gonna sit low. down into a squat, and I'm gonna pull straight forward and straight back. Notice how my hips stay low. I'm not standing up at all. I keep the hips down, pull myself forward towards the anchor, and then back down. If you wanna spice that up, put a band with an anchor around your waist and have that fight you as you pull up. At that point, we're gonna go to a chin-up hold. So we're just gonna try to hold the top of a chin-up for 10 seconds, 15 seconds, whatever your max is. If you can easily get 10 to 15 seconds, I wanna add some scissors. When we have our scissor, we're basically in a split stance with our rear foot back, knee bent at 90, and our front foot forward, knee at 90. So we'll hold the chin, 15 seconds here, or switch, 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 switch. Trying to get 10, 12 switches. That's really hard, that's really advanced. Maybe you get 5 or 6, and then you can just hold the top. If that's too much, we can also have a barbell load on the ground. Keep your feet on the ground. Try to hold the chin and lift a foot for 2, switch for 2. So you're just lifting one leg up with one foot on the ground. That'll give you some assistance until you're able to get up there. Even if just the hold for 10 to 15 seconds is super challenging, that's great. You don't have to do the scissors. Just showing you some options there. So, we're gonna start off with the clean press, 6 to 8 reps. Dumbbells or kettlebells. Don't let the kettlebell slapping you in the wrist be a factor of like, hey, I can't go heavier, or hey, I hate this exercise. Go ahead and just go to dumbbells. If you're not great at cleaning, either work on that, get better at it, or just go to the dumbbells. You're still getting a good strength work out of it. We have 12 to 15 in the rows. Add the band resistance if you'd like. And then we're gonna try to hold the top of that chin, underhand grip, for 10 to 15 seconds. We'll do 4 rounds here. We're gonna have a yoga block. You can also get a stability ball. The bigger the object, the wider it is, so the further apart your feet are, the harder this is gonna be. So this is pretty moderate right here. You could set it to be more challenging here, okay? And then a stability ball with your feet even wider will be even more challenging. A lot of people like to put a towel right here so you don't push into that towel. That's a really good idea as well. So we're gonna smash the block together, so I'm squeezing my feet together. I'm thinking this top leg runs down towards the bottom of my foot, so towards this wall. I'm gonna reach that leg long, and I'm gonna crunch. I'm gonna crunch, and I'm really just trying to lift my legs and hips up. Reaching that top leg long, and I'm squeezing as I go. So I'm not just passive here with the bottom leg. I'm trying to squeeze the block together and lift up. We'll really feel that oblique, really feel these hips, and really feel these adductors work. We're gonna do 10 on each side. Then, I've got my sliders here. Whatever slider you have works, we use the plates. All right, I'm gonna have one anchor leg, so whatever anchor leg is on the ground, that's the side the weight's gonna go on. I'm gonna use both legs here, so when I go down, especially right here in the transition, I'm pushing from my pelvic floor and I'm pushing down in the plate leg and I'm pulling up. I'm gonna weight this side and for sure this leg's working, but I'm really using both legs to come back upright. I'm gonna do 8 here. Then I'll switch sides and get 8. Then I'm gonna make the same exact move, just laterally. So I'm going out and I'm pushing down into this leg. This one is gonna be very tempting to run out to the back or run out to the front. We wanna run directly out to the side. Out to the side, pushing into the plate, coming back in. So I'm primarily working with this down leg for sure, but I'm pushing down the inside, the big toe, and the whole inside line, and I'm pushing down into this plate, coming up, making sure these hips don't rotate. So I don't wanna spin out. I don't wanna spin out this way. I wanna keep everything still and drive straight up. We'll do 8 to the left, then 8 to the right. I've got a band attached to an anchor. The last thing we're gonna do is a simple Pallof hold. So I get my feet somewhat together, the band out, it's directly out to the side. Don't make it turn back at you. Don't make it out in front of you. Don't let it sag here. Don't let it pull you this way. We're straight up, inside feet, find the ground, and I'm holding big inhales, nice smooth exhales, not dumping the pelvis, keeping all this secure. 20 to 30 seconds, turn around the other side. So that's a lot. We've got our crunches, our line side crunches, squeezing the block together, 10 on each side. Then we're gonna have our front to back, our sagittal plane sliders. And then we're gonna have our lateral, our frontal plane sliders, 8 each of those. So that's gonna be right and left, front to back, right and left side to side, and then we have a paddle off hold, okay? So, kind of a long circuit to finish this out, but it's worth it, I promise. Have fun. If you got questions, shoot them to us. Thanks for jumping into the workout. I hope you have a great one.